Hi everybody, my name is Nicole, and in this video I'm going to go over some tips and how-tos to deworm your horse. So we need to deworm our horses because they get exposed to parasites, and the first thing you need to do before you deworm your horse is be sure that you're choosing the correct dewormer based on what parasites they have been exposed to, that they have, and or what time of year it is based on what parasites are prevalent based on the time of year. Typically people deworm every spring and every fall, particularly if your horse has been exposed to other horses and has gone to other locations where they could pick up some parasites. You can do a fecal test with the vet to be 100% sure what parasites they do have, although that is optional because, like I said, if your horse has gone places or you're bringing in new horses to your herd, you very likely have parasites. If you have a small herd, you can do your best to eradicate parasites with management practices that help eliminate the proliferation of parasites. So the first thing before I go to deworm my horse, like I said, is make sure I have the correct dewormer. The second thing I'm going to do is make sure my horse is prepared and in the right frame of mind. So if my horse was not calm, I would not be trying to deworm. The third thing I would do is do some prep. So this is a young horse, so for her, she hasn't had very many different things in her mouth outside of grass, and sometimes she chews the rope, and she's been dewormed a couple times, but not too much. The key is that you are not creating a aversive reaction to deworming, because a horse has to be dewormed its entire life, and if you create problems when you start teaching them how, you are going to regret that. But same thing for an older horse. If you have an older horse that is very bad with deworming, then you can do some other prep work, like put some molasses on something that you're going to put into their mouth, so that way they get a good flavor whenever things go into their mouth, including taking a syringe, put some molasses on it, put it in their mouth, so then they get that good taste with it. But I also believe if you just do things kindly and if you do things with strategy, the horse can learn to accept. So she's been prepped, she's in a good frame of mind. So this is my dewormer here. I'm going to pop the cap off. I'm going to pop it off away from the horse, because sometimes when we pop this off, we do this jerky motion and it scares the horse, and we don't want to scare the horse right off the bat. The next thing I'm going to do is put my rope over my elbow like this. I always have my rope in case I need it. Then I'm going to hold her halter knot with my left hand. Now everybody does this a little bit differently, so to each their own. Some people like to come underneath the horse like this and hold the face, but I like to hold the side knot here. And then I might just draw her towards me just a little bit. So I'm going to back up and I'm going to add a little bit of pressure. Now I'm going to touch her face with the dewormer and I'm going to rub it. Never just take a dewormer or anything, even any kind of syringe with medication, and just go straight into the mouth. They will never receive that, and they typically will get very aversive towards that. And then I'm going to, sometimes I hold the bridge of the nose a little bit, and I will come under here and stick it in, touch the tongue until she licks. Sometimes they hold their mouths a little bit clamped. So I could shoot it in right there, but I'm gonna release it because I don't want her to be afraid of every single time that it goes into her mouth, it immediately equals bad medicine. So now she's more curious about it. All right, same thing, rub, rub, rub. Now I'm gonna angle it down, and then I'm gonna kind of hook in the lip and go up. Be careful you're not poking her in the gums or on the roof of the mouth. So I'm waiting till she licks a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm going to take a little walk and come back because it's a young horse, so I don't want to have her be statically standing for too long. Okay, so I am back, and I'm going to again demonstrate what I've been doing. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer. This time I'm actually going to give it to her because I believe that she can handle it. So I have my left hand here on the bridge of the nose, and I'm going to draw her towards me a little bit. I'm going to rub with my dewormer, angle it down, hook it up in. Once it's in, then I'll shoot it up in the back of her mouth, wipe it off as I come out, and angle her head towards me again. Relax, because she did bring her head up and away just a little bit, so I would not want to perpetuate that. So that's why I am going to draw her towards me after this, so she doesn't have a constant moving away from me feeling. And I'll let her process that, then I'll take her for a walk, stop her, and turn her loose. I hope that gives you some answers about things related to deworming and how to deworm. The key things I want to point out is that when you're going to put something in their mouth, never just stick it, like go straight towards the mouth like this. I always rub it on the side of the mouth, and then I kind of bring the tip of the syringe and kind of hook it up in. That way it kind of stays connected to their skin the whole time and it doesn't surprise them anywhere. Once I'm in there, I'm gonna try to keep it flat and or back. I'm not gonna angle it like this, because if I angle it like this, we're gonna touch the roof of the mouth. If I angle it like this, I'm gonna stab onto the tongue. So again, we're here, we're hook in, she opens, you shoot, all with one hand. Notice I kept my left hand stabilizing her face the whole time. Now, like I said, some people do it a little differently. Some people will hold the horse like this, which is fine, and then come up this way. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I just, again, be aware that you don't just go straight towards the mouth like that. Some of them are okay with it, but most of them are not. So, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Be sure to subscribe for more instructional videos, and thank you